can you legally film the police in the United Kingdom? In most cases, yes, you can. But like many areas of the law, the answer isn't quite that simple. If you're standing in a public place and you can see something happening, you're generally allowed to film it. And that includes police officers carrying out their duties. Because there's no law in the UK that requires you to ask permission to film police in public. However, that right is not unlimited. The key issue is not whether you're filming, it's whether your presence and behaviour begin to interfere with what the police are doing. Because once that line is crossed, different legislation becomes relevant. For example, Section 89 of the Police Act 1996. Any person who wilfully obstructs a constable in the execution of his duty. Now, this makes it an offence to obstruct a police officer while they're carrying out their duties. Obstruction doesn't just mean physically blocking someone. It can include behaviour that makes an officer's job more difficult. That could be standing too close to an active incident, refusing to move when directed, distracting officers while they're dealing with a situation. So while the filming itself is not illegal, the way you position yourself and how you behave while filming can make it unlawful. There are also broader public order considerations. The Public Order Act 1986, behaviour causing harassment, alarm or distress. If filming becomes part of behaviour that causes disruption or escalates a situation, then again, it's not the filming that's the issue, it's the overall conduct. And in some situations, police may give a lawful direction to move away from an area. If that direction is given to prevent interference with an incident and you refuse, you may be committing an offence. So the law draws a clear distinction. You can film police, but you can't interfere with police. And that distinction is based on context. Distance matters, behaviour matters, the nature of the incident matters. Now, in terms of privacy, police officers operating in public do not generally have a reasonable expectation of privacy while carrying out their duties. But again, that doesn't override other legal considerations. So the practical takeaway is this. If you keep a reasonable distance, you don't obstruct and you don't escalate the situation, you're well within your rights to film. If you move beyond that, then the situation changes, and that's where people often get caught out. So you can legally film police in the UK. Just be aware that your right to film does not give you the right to interfere.